Hello everyone, welcome. Today we're going to talk about adding color to our website. And so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some options in Adobe Illustrator on different tools that they provide to help us with color. And we're going to talk about some color schemes and how to create our own color schemes and um, how to just pick a successful color scheme for our website. So, just like before, I'm just going to use my previous example as the main example for this screencast, and it's just my layout. So what we did before was we added our images, but now we're going to start adding color. We use kind of the gray colors to kind of be a mark for hierarchy, but now we're going to actually get into using actual color. So what I want to do first, before I do anything else, is I want to just delete the photographs for now, so it's not really a distraction in helping me choose a color palette. So I'm just gonna delete these. Okay, all right. So that was easy. Okay, so now I'm also gonna show you. I made a few changes in the layout. I'm gonna tell you why I did, and we'll just go from there. So some changes that I've made is I wanted the logo and the um, navigation to kind of be one. I felt like the logo was a little um, too much off to the side, not so included, and I want it to be included. So what I did was I came up with this. I kind of just kept the logo in the same kind of background effect as the navigation. Then I just added like a little kind of triangular shape to determine which page you're on. And yeah, so that's pretty much all I did for now. So let's just start with this. Now I'm going to show you just some tools. Sorry, just one moment. Okay, here we go. I'm going to show you just some tools in Illustrator that helps us with color. So a really neat option in Illustrator is called the Recolor Artwork option. And for example, I'm going to, just to start off, I'm just going to select this part shape right here, and I'm just going to go over to my swatches in the right side, and I'll just select, let's see, this kind of greenish blue color. Alright, so this is really, really neat. So I selected this color, and if I go right up here to this option, it's called Recolor Artwork, or it could also be found in the Edit Colors, Recolor Artwork. But here's just a more simpler way to get there. So you can press that, and then this option comes up, which is a really neat option. And before we talked about complementary, analogous, and monochromatic color schemes. So those are the three color schemes that we're going to use as examples in this screencast. So I got this color, and let's say that I want a color scheme that's complementary, which means that is the color that is directly opposite on the color wheel, and I'll push this color, or I'll just press that one right up there. Then I can click this down arrow and gives me different options. And the one that I want right now is complementary. So I'm going to select complementary, and then I can go to edit, and then you can see that this kind of red color is complementary of that blue. So it's really, really neat. Or you can just kind of switch it around. So it's a really neat tool. You can go inside a little bit like that, switch it around let's just not brown, but let's leave it right there. Let's just leave it right there. Okay, so you can go push OK, and then it comes right up here in your color guide, and it shows you the more of the I should say um, monochromatic color scheme. You can see the shading from the main color going to the dark, then the shading from the main color going to the light. So here's a complementary color scheme. And how would you apply a complementary color scheme? Well, in this case, it just kind of depends on what you want more to stand out. Like if I use this kind of rich pink, I could use kind of a softer on the bottom. So we want to determine what's most important, what we want to stand out most. Along with our little pull-out quote, I could probably give it that soft kind of green color. And then I could play with like the links. And let's see, want to make them pink. Want them to stand out. So so here's just an example of a complementary color scheme. Now what about analogous color scheme? Now let's pick another color. So if we click on this again, and let's pick, oh, what the heck, this kind of really striking green. We'll push this, and then from the color guide, we can go up here, and I want to pick analogous. And all of these colors come up on the for our options for the analogous color scheme. And man, we can just play along with this. We can put some green there. What else? Put some orange there. I mean, it doesn't look that great, but here's just an example of the analogous color scheme. No, we want them to stand out. There we go. So there's just a simple example of analogous color scheme. And let's say, what if you really like this color scheme? You know, you want to save it in your swatches, but how would you do that? All you would have to do is just go right to this icon right here, and it just says Save Color Group to Swatch Panel. Click it, and now it's in your swatches. So it's a really, really neat tool. You can also name your group by double clicking on it, and right in this option you can just write analogous colors, and you can push OK, and you can push yes. If you hover over this, it's now called analogous colors. Okay, and just a simple little thing before we move on. What if you really want to keep your swatches or your colors organized? Let's say I don't want these colors all the way to these colors. All you do is, I'll do that again. I'll click on a color. I'll hold Shift if I know I don't want all these, and then I'll click Shift and then click on the last color. And then I'll hold these down and drag them to the trash. So that way I don't have those colors anymore. It's just, once you get into a lot of color, using color, you'll get into organizing your color palettes and your color swatches. So that's just a little thing. Now, what about, let's see, what about monochromatic? Now, monochromatic, remember, it's like one color, and then it just shows you all the shades. For example, let me pick like just this line right up here. It starts off with this dark, and then it shows like all the different shades. Just keeps going lighter and lighter, just like that. All right. So monochromatic, I can pick. I'm gonna pick orange. And I'm going to push this option in our color guide, and I'm going to push monochromatic, and it just gives me all of these options, and I'm going to add that to my color swatches. So just like that, So there, all one color, just different shades. It's a really neat tool, really neat. So, oh, and we don't want these green anymore. So just like that. So here's our monochromatic color scheme. It looks pretty cool, yeah? So now I'm going to show you um, how to create your own color palette. Now, before I do that, actually, I'm going to show you something really, really neat. There's this program that Adobe has. I call it Color. People call it Cooler. It's spelled Kuler. And what you can do, it's a really neat tool. And this is it right here. You can find it under Window, Workspace, or no, Window Extensions, and then the Cooler or Color right here. And it's really neat. What you can do is, say you want a color scheme that matches ice cream. So you can type in ice cream. It'll search, and then it'll give you all these options for ice cream. It's just, and you can have more options, pink peppermint, Viva La Vida, mango, just all kinds. And if you want that color scheme, you'll just click on that, and then add selected theme to swatches, and now it's in your swatches. It's just a really neat tool. So this is also online, but Illustrator allows you to open it in its program. So that's just a little thing there. Okay, so now, for example, what if you went on the internet and you went on a site and you want that color scheme, but you don't want, how do you take the colors? How do you know what colors they're using? So I'm just going to browse through this and find a color scheme I like, which is this one, analog. And I really like, the texture kind of background with this kind of black and white photographs movement. So it's just really simple. It's just a really simple thing. So how do I get the colors off of this? I mean, I want to implement it into my project, so how would I get it? Well, using this program, Firebug, which is a really neat program, shows you pretty much every little code that was used to create the websites. So let's say I want this specific orange color. I can choose this option, and so right here I can hover over it and it gives me this option, logo type, and then I can just go down till it gives me the color, if I can find it. What is it? So this is H1, and it must be an image, so that's probably why it's not giving me the color. Okay, alright, let me try another site. Let's try this one. Pretty crazy, but let's just see. Okay, and it's not that anymore. I'll push the Firebug, and let's see, I just want to hover over, let's just do the title, this title right here. Now if I hover over, say I want that color, in real life, I really wouldn't want it, but just for an example, let's say I want this color right here. So what I do is, like I did before, I got my inspector and I hovered over it, and if I go over to the side, it gives me this code right here, this hex code. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this code, bring it into Illustrator, and it will present the color to me. So if you go on to the next video, I will show you how to do that.